What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. If you guys are new, welcome. Sorry about the noise in the background. If you can hear construction, you know how it be. But we're gonna cover another gun from our good old Saint 14 boy with getting some perfect paradox. This thing is a pretty good little shotgun that we got from our boy. Definitely the one that he carries on his back, so you know it's gotta be good, right? But of course, we're gonna cover PvP, PvE for you guys. So, of course, origin trait as always. Starting us off, we got Cast No Shadows, dealing melee damage, increases weapons handling, and loads a small amount of ammo from the reserves. Not a bad thing for PvE or PvP. Definitely a good little perk for both of them. So, on this shotgun, it definitely feels the best, in my personal opinion at least. So starting us off for our masterwork and barrel, gonna go with masterwork as range, small bore as our barrel. Gives us that best that we can get in range and stability for this bad boy. Since it is a rapid fire frame, it's gonna shoot really fast, but we are gonna lose a little bit in the range compared to some of our other shotguns. So you gotta get up close and personal, even more up close and personal than you usually do with a shotgun. So that's why I went with that small bore and range masterwork. Two different magazines right here in the second column. We got tactical mag as our first one, +1 to mag, 10 to reload, 5 to that stability. Definitely a very good option right here. I like the reload that we get from it specifically. We're at 74 on this bad boy, so we can really put out some damage, get some of those perks from the fourth and third column to proc very consistently. So I like tactical the best. Third column right here, we got dual loader as our first option. Reloads an additional shot at a time, so definitely a very good option, especially since we got our juicy reload at that nice 70 that I was talking about, 74 depending on what we are using. So dual loader, getting those back in action, very nice. I think pugilist is definitely a slept on perk with our shotguns, especially if it has 1-2 punch as an option in our fourth column. Getting those defeats gives us melee energy, dealing melee energy gives us handling. So match made in heaven for those builds that have stuff like you're using on your Titan Synthoceps or on your Hunter using combination blows. So absolutely crazy sleeper perk right here. Threat remover, another new perk that we got from these episodes. We're gonna do some damage with all bullets in a spread, increasing reload, handling, and stability. For us, we need that reload and stability on this bad boy for sure. Because of that rapid fire frame, it's gonna bounce a good little bit, so having that extra stability, not a bad thing. Plus reload already at 74, we get this to proc. Absolutely juicy how fast we can reload and keep cranking out that damage. Yeah, a couple options right here. Once again, trench barrel. After successful melee hit, this weapon gains damage, handling, and reload until 3 shots are fired. So trench barrel, not a bad option whatsoever either, especially when you go with that pugilist combination in the third column. Trench barrel gives us a good little bit of damage output as well as reload and handling, so we love to see it. Staple right here, we got that Vorpal weapon. Of course, we're getting that 15% increase in damage against those bosses, guardians, and their super, as well as vehicles. So definitely not a bad option for the PvE realm for a little bit of extra damage on those bigger boys. Last but certainly not least, right here we got our 1-2 punch, like I was talking about with that pugilist, like with our Synthoceps and with our combination blow hunter. We got ourselves hitting an enemy with every pellet increases melee damage. So kind of exactly like the one that we talked about up top at the very beginning as well with trench barrel, but you can see all the crazy options that we have down there in the community research with all the different combination blow, disorienting, chaining, lightning, grapple, melee. It really breaks it down for y'all. So I like 1-2 punch with pugilist as my #1 option for sure on this bad boy for the PvE realm. I think I would give it a nice little middle of the range. I like some other shotguns definitely better, but giving it a good 4.0 out of 5 for the PvE realm. Definitely would suggest this, especially since our boy Saint rocks it on his back and always uses this bad boy inside of no matter what content we are going into. So PvP wise, I do believe that this bad boy is another mid-tier weapon. For that, we got our aggressive frames, we got our precision frames for shotgun, which definitely has that range and impact that you're needing, instead of this bad boy that definitely lacks on range, in my personal opinion, for the Crucible, because it's that rapid fire frame. So again, range as our masterwork, with small bore as our barrel, getting that 7 stability, 7 in range. Nothing else, in my opinion, really helps. You got some of that smooth bore, small bore stuff like that really kind of constricts your bullet pattern, stuff like that. So I like this just a little bit more. Now, building it out for range, like I said, giving us 60 in that range, still lacking a little bit, but as high as we can possibly get it for sure, with that accurized rounds giving us plus 10 in this bad boy. Plus we got a couple options, 3rd and 4th comm, that could help us out in that category of range, handling, etc. So first option right here, we got slide shot, definitely my #1 choice, easily for the PvP realm. When we slide, we partially reload the magazine, which is disgusting. Plus we get range and stability when we slide, plus 22 range and stability on those. So we're getting this thing at 80 in that range when we slide around, get slide shot to proc. So definitely makes it feel better, competing with some of those other weapons, if you will. Like I said, fractithesis, stuff like that has a little bit extra range for that precision frame, those aggressive frames that we got as well, which definitely reigns supreme as shotguns. But you know, slide shot definitely would be my #1 choice. Second option right here, threat detector, kind of a similar concept, if you will, but harder to get procced when enemies are in close proximity. We get that reload, stability, handling, definitely cranking that bad boy up to 100 is super juicy. Reload, nothing too crazy about that, as well as stability with this bad boy in the Crucible. Definitely using this for the handling, but we're missing out on range, stuff like that, so hurts us a little bit, but definitely not a bad second option. Slide shot is the GOAT though. Kind of the same concept, nothing too crazy in this 4th comm. Slide shot in the 3rd is definitely the GOAT, with opening shot right here in the 4th. Definitely what you are looking for, improved range and accuracy on that opening shot. So if we get slide shot to proc plus the range and aim assist that we have on opening shot, we are getting that 100 in range that we are looking for. Absolutely disgusting in my opinion. Still feels a little bit lacking in my personal opinion, even though it's at 100, but it feels so much better when you get slide shot opening to proc. And unless you're hoarding ammo, you're basically always going to get opening to proc, in my personal opinion at least. So love opening with the slide shot combination. Definitely the goated combo. I really think your only other option besides maybe Vorpal, but I really don't think that Vorpal's the way to go with a shotgun, because you got to get up close and personal, and you're just going to get murked anyways. You got Swash right here, getting those defeats stacks damage, melee kills stacks it all the way up to its max at 33%. So definitely personal preference, but if you're using something like a shoulder charge Titan, you get that shoulder charge first, Swashbuckler at 33%, you're just absolutely going to destroy Guardians, even at that little bit longer range, because you're doing 33% extra damage at that longer range, so you're just murking people. But overall, definitely better shotguns that are sitting up at that 5 range out of 5, 3.8 out of 5. Personally, I think this thing falls, again, mid-tier. Nothing crazy about it, unless you get slide shot opening shot to proc, goes up a little bit higher, but overall probably going to give this thing probably a 4.1 out of 5. Definitely could be better with that frame. Definitely is what lacking. Perks wise, definitely very good, but overall this thing feels better in PvE than PvP, in my opinion, at least, depending on how you play though. Totally a personal preference. But again, appreciate all you guys for coming back to the channel, you know what I'm saying, just the same thing over and over, nothing too crazy about Destiny. So appreciate all you guys. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't, join the channel, join the Discord, whatever you would like. Don't if you want, totally up to you. I am just in a state of despair. So have fun, guys. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.